Good morning. So today we are starting off on a 4-day, 3-night trip on what should be a trip to brook trout heaven. It is fall, the water is starting to cool down, and the fish should be biting. So just headed down a little bit on the portage here. Saw a nice little set of rapids. So dropped the canoe and just making my way down. See if we can catch a fish. It's a bigger smallmouth. There's like a whole school of them down there. You see all of them just hanging out. Oh, and he's off. Ton of smallmouth in this. River here. And another one. This one's a much better size. Alright. Very nice smallmouth. Look at that. Hooks pop right out. Maybe around a pound or so. Alright. Thanks, buddy. They put up a really good fight on the fly. So we caught a few smallmouth here, and we're just gonna go and start this portage. Does look like it's up a big hill though, so we'll see how this goes. Well, just at the end of the portage here, and very unfortunate, I do see a rental canoe, and it's all dinged up. It's a really nice one too. It's a Swift Keewaydin. And look at that. Took a beating somewhere down the rapids. All the stuff's gone from inside. Beautiful canoe. Looks like I got destroyed in the rapids, but I guess that's why they call it Surprise Rapids. Caught these people by surprise. Got a big smallmouth on. Get all this line out of the way. We'll get him over here. Right. So, caught ourselves a really nice smallmouth here. Put up a really good fight. Look at that. We're gonna let him go, and we'll see if there's any other fish. Off he goes. Probably another good smallie. Not as big as the last one, but still a good fight. Alright, very nice. We do need to have lunch, so maybe we'll keep this guy and have a little bit of a fillet to go inside our tortilla. Alright, so we got the fish crisp here. Throw in our small fillets. Throw our oil on. Get that nice and hot. Alright, so fish looks done. A little bit of salt and pepper. Looks delicious. Let's wrap it up and give it a try. Basically have a fish taco here. It's delicious. So spending about an hour at the falls here fishing and having a little bit of lunch, but we're back on the water now, so straight down the Petawawa, and hopefully we'll be able to get to Radiant Lake and then into the Madawaska. Maybe we'll see some wildlife too. Who knows? So up ahead here we have the old CNR rail line, and it ran from 1915 to 1996. So it's being decommissioned for about 25 years or so now, and the portage should be just around here somewhere, probably right over there. So the portage sign is there. I hope it's not up that way. Yeah, that's really steep. Oh, nope, it does look like the sign does say there's an arrow that points that way. So it looks a lot flatter, and I'm happy with that. Why is there so much uphill? I thought we're supposed to be going downriver. So everything should be downhill. Getting tired here. It's only a 900-meter portage. So much uphill, it's crazy. They have a whole rail bed and road here from that decommissioned railroad. I probably could have just went up that giant hill to get onto the railroad and just walk down here instead of walking on that crappy portage. Oh man. Note for next time. So I just made a stop over here on Radiant Lake. Saw this really cool campsite, so I'm gonna check it out. It's still a little bit too early to stop for the day. It's only 4:23 right now, but this campsite, it has a couch and everything. So let me just head on up here and show you guys. Look at this. Whoever built this is a hero. Place for drinks and cooking. Wow. Dedicated to our brother and river legend, Teo Hotkey. Please take some time here to enjoy moments with friends and loved ones. Missing someone doesn't mean things grind to a halt. Instead, it means you move out of gratitude for a gift of their presence in your life. All our love, the Privateers. Very nice. It's a really nice campsite. If it was a little bit later, I would stay here. But I think I'm going to go and push on to the Madawaska. Probably going to regret not staying at this site because it is so beautiful. Look at this chair. It's so comfortable. Oh, I'm going to regret not staying here tonight. And the view is amazing. Alright, and off we go, heading into Little Madawaska. This railroad goes everywhere, just following it along the whole day, it seems like. So I think maybe I'll just stop here and hop up onto the railroad and do the actual portage there and go on the road. I think it'll be a lot easier than trying to make it up the river. Alright, took out the canoe from there, and I'm going to make my way up here. And hopefully that's where the railroad will be, or road, and then we'll be able to make our way over to the campsite. The campsite should be at the end of this portage, but it's not short. It's 3 kilometers long. Whew. Great. So this here looks like a classic portage sign. Look at it, it's just like a little stick man. A little stick man with 2 legs and the old school canoe. Very cool. Alright, so I've been walking up and down this road 4 or 5 times, and I think I finally found the entrance to the hiking trail that leads to the campsite. It's this tiny little thing right here. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of bushwhacking to get into the trail, but it looks a little bit more clear once you get in there. Alright, let's pick up the canoe and go. Here we go. So I made it to the end of the portage here, and I tried to look for the campsite that should be just around the corner or just on the other side there, and paddled around for a good half hour and couldn't find it. So maybe I'll check in the morning when it's a little bit brighter. But yeah, the campsite from the Little Madawaska to Radiant, no idea where it is. No idea where it is. So I am going to go and camp right here at the end of the portage tonight. Wake up early and get going. The last time the space blanket actually worked really well, so I kept it and I'm going to use it again. It's lighter than the Tyvek, and since it's already being used, we'll just continue using it until it rips. Nice branch here. Just use this. the tent set up in low pitch storm mode because I think it's supposed to rain tonight, so I want to give myself as much coverage as I can on the tent. So I'm just boiling up some water with the Bush Buddy and an alcohol stove right now. Just give it a couple minutes and we'll be able to have some dinner. Tonight's macaroni and beef. So dehydrated macaroni and beef with some beans and I think carrots as well. Alright, so we'll give it a minute. So let's just get a little bit of water in here with my soy milk and you just gotta really stir that around. The rest of it should be able to make our pasta. Maybe a little bit too much water, but it'll be okay. We'll make do. So it's very soupy, but we'll just eat it like it was macaroni in soup. So today we did a lot of kilometers. That last 3.5 kilometer portage ended up taking the road instead of the portage for a portion of it, and that was a mistake because getting back into the river and to the campsite, which I never actually found, was rather difficult. It was quite a bit of bushwhacking, and then I ended up crossing the river and getting back on the portage for the last like 100 or 200 meters. So should have just taken the portage. So gonna eat this dinner up, and then we're probably gonna get into the tent because it's 9:30 right now, and we did start the morning at around 7 or so. So a little bit tired, and yeah, it's dark, not much to do, no fire, so we're just gonna go to sleep and wake up early tomorrow morning and see if we can get some fishing done. Alright, so we're in the tent now. We're just going to take a look at the route that we did today. We started off over here at Cedar Lake, and then we went all the way down here into the Petawawa, did some portaging, went down into Radiant, and then from Radiant we did this long portage. We actually portaged the whole thing. We didn't really paddle here. We actually just portaged the whole thing down the road, and then bushwhacked our way back through. That was not fun. Do not recommend. Just do this portage. We did a route 22.8 or 23 kilometers of travel today, and about 7 kilometers of that was portaging. We have to go and complete the rest of the route, which is going to be down across here and into Hogan, and then back up into Catfish, and then out through Cedars. Alright, we are in the quilt now. We're nice and warm, getting ready to go to sleep. It's about 10:30 right now, so it's been a long day. I was walking through the river, I was walking through the river a little bit earlier, and in the Madawaska the water was quite cold, so hopefully that means it'll hold some trout, and we'll try for some trout tomorrow morning. Okay, it has been a long day, so gonna go to sleep, and we'll wake up early and we'll get back on the river. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Well, at least the benefit of sleeping on a portage is that you can easily find a tree to do your bear hang, because the trail is so long and there's a lot of overhanging branches. So we're gonna grab our food, go back down to the tent, and we will cook up some breakfast there. breakfast. Give it a minute. So one thing that I really do like about this tent is that you can use the net tent and the tarp separately. So you can see here I did take off the net tent, and I'm going to pack that separately into its own bag here, because the tarp collected a lot of condensation last night, and it would just make the inner soaked if I packed them together. So I'm just going to pack them separately here, and it also doubles as a good place to cook if it was raining. But right now the rain seems to be holding off, so we'll just get this packed up and then the tarp packed up separately in my other bag. Breakfast is rehydrated, packed up most of my stuff while I was waiting for it, and looks great. A little bit of dried apple in there. So, do I regret not staying at Radiant Lake last night in that really nice campsite? Yeah, a little bit. But hopefully we'll be able to get a good early start to the morning. We're going to go down the river a little bit and see if we can catch some fish in those rapids that we actually portaged up. I did mention last night that the water was quite cold in there, so hopefully it does hold some trout. We'll have to see though. This is a really nice waterfall, look at that. Right into that beautiful pool down there. Rocks are slippery, so we'll just be careful. Okay, got one. A little behind here, so let's try getting into the net without him getting off. Alright. Small one, bro. Not big. Look at that. There he goes. Switching it up to a Prelex streamer. Hopefully this will get down a little bit deeper. So, Prelex seems to have done the job for the bigger one. Slightly bigger anyways, not by much, but let's get him in. Beautiful fish. Look at the colors on this guy. Oh, there he goes. Alright, got another one over by the far side there. See if we can get him in. Come on. The biggest one of the day so far. Look at the colors on this fish. It's gorgeous. Alright, let's release him back into the water. bigger one too. Nice fish. Get him. Right here. Get him right into the net. Ah, yeah. There we go. Wait until you see this one, guys. Look at the spots on him. Alright, let's let him go. Oh, that was a big one. He missed the fly there. Look at that fish. Amazing. Alright, we'll let him go. Alright, it's about 10:15 in the morning now. Gonna head back up to the boat and get some paddling done. It's a gorgeous river. Gorgeous. Really shallow here. Really shallow. Alright, gonna head down the Madawaska now, or head up the Madawaska now, and see if we'll see that campsite at all. And it's gonna be a lot of winding back and forth on this little river. See if there's any fish here at the top of the dam. Little brook trout. So that brook trout there was way too small to eat, and so we didn't even bother to try to net him. And for this trip, the reason why I had to try to catch a fish for lunch is because I actually brought pepperoni for my tortilla breads, but unfortunately it seemed to have fallen out of my bag and from the front pocket in the car, so I don't have anything to go with my tortilla. So maybe we'll try something different. We'll put a granola bar inside our tortilla. That could work. Nope. I'm just gonna eat the two separately. Nope. Another down tree. Seems really tight. Alright. You guys didn't make it through. highly doubt this is gonna work. I think I've been that low. Okay. Give it a go from the other side. Got a small beaver dam up ahead. Going to see if we can power our way up the middle there. Let's go. Yes! Whew. So we're just gonna go and do this portage, and then there is a road, so we're gonna go and check if we can fish at the crossing. Very mucky, this entrance here. The road. Going to leave my canoe right here on the side, and we're gonna go that way and see if we can find that bridge crossing. Should be about, I think, 500 meters or so. It's not too far. Bingo! And there it is. Very nice. Which side looks more promising? Probably that way. Alright, let's make our way down and then head up the river. Little brook trout, small dink, little guy, but still a brook trout. There he goes. So we've gotten to the marshy section of the river, and we're gonna now hike back down over to the end there and go to the boat and do the portage. And we have arrived at the campsite. Let's take a look. Let's see. Guess tents go up here. Fire pit's down there by the water. Not very nice. So as I mentioned, I took out the net tent this morning because it was a separate piece and the tarp was really wet, so now I'm just going to reinstall that. And there you go, we're set up. Gonna toss our quilt into the tent here. So we have the tent set up. Have a secondary tarp up there as well. That's the one that I used to cover my boat this morning, and it did get a little bit wet. So we're gonna start up a small fire here and get our water boiling for dinner. Let's see what we have today. So today we have for dinner dehydrated beef and mashed potatoes. So essentially it's a kind of like a shepherd's pie in a dehydrated form. Now, what do we want to drink today? We have a bunch of different options. Let's take a look. Green tea. Nope. Ginger peach, maybe. Hot chocolate. I think we're going with hot chocolate today. So we got our hot chocolate here. Add some water. I should have portioned this out for 2 hot chocolates. This cup is too small. It's so full. Right. Not entirely sure this is going to be enough water for this, but we'll have to see. So the potatoes rehydrate pretty much right away. The other stuff takes a little bit of time, so we'll add a bit more water and we'll give it a wait. Hello, Mr. Chipmunk. Looks alright, looks pretty good in terms of looks. Looks like mashed potato. Put on the fire to rehydrate to keep it hot, but may have burned the bottom there, so wasn't paying attention. Was looking at this chipmunk that was just running around the fire pit. Pretty good. Alright, gonna cut some of this firewood for later. Still dry inside. Alright. Cut the rest of this up and then we'll see if we can split this with our knife. Don't plan on having a huge fire, so that much should be enough. Enough twigs on here to get it burning. So, not going to stay up too late because my headlamp here is running out of batteries. Only got 1 out of 3 bars left, and still have to make it through tomorrow night and tonight. So, going to quickly drink up this tea and then do the bear hang and go to sleep. So we didn't do many kilometers today. I think we only did, tops maybe 7-8 kilometers, and that was just this distance, but we also fished a lot of the river, so we spent a lot of time doing that. I'm probably going to spend some time tomorrow morning fishing the other set of rapids at the other end of the portage. And then from there, probably around noon, it's just going to be straight tripping all the way, hoping to get into Catfish Lake by tomorrow. So we'll see how far we get. I'll share the route with you in exact kilometers a little bit later. So today we started off here at the Madawaska Dam, and then we paddled our way all the way up here, did this portage, and then now we're over here on the second campsite or third campsite on Phillips Lake. And then we did a lot of fishing along the river here in the rapids, so that's why we took so long to get here. And then tomorrow we're planning to go out from this Little Madawaska River up the portage here, a couple portages, into Hogan Lake. And then from Hogan Lake we're going to go up the river and then do this portage, and into Catfish Lake. So hopefully we can make it up to the northern part of Catfish Lake, so that will cut down some time on Sunday for what we have to do. But the loop here, we'll just go all the way through here and then back into Cedar, and we'll be out on Sunday. So we're all tucked in here and ready to go to sleep in the quilt. So going to turn off the lights, and we'll see you in the morning. Good night.